Alright guys, Revolver Rostler here, and I'm back with What's Popping Episode 7, Birthday Bonanza Part 2. Today we're going to look at what happened to me on Friday. Now, I got my timing in the last episode wrong. I went to town with my friend Jack on the Thursday, and he bought me the pops in that episode. So please go check that episode out, Part 1. It'll probably be uploaded to YouTube before this one, because it's actually being uploaded while I'm recording this one. So this is what happened to me on Friday. My parents came down, they brought me presents, we went and sat in Waterstones and stuff like that. And I do just want to comment on something else I got wrong. Underground Toys was the name of the company who did that exclusive 2-pack pop vinyl in the last episode. Please go check that out. Awesome episode, really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed looking at those pops and adding them to my collection. In this episode, we have 2 pops from TV show. We have 1 pop from Marvel, and then we have 1 pop from a game. So let's get right into it. The first pop is from a game. It's from I've got 1 pop from this game already. My brother Christopher, give him a shout out. He bought me a pop for my birthday. Unfortunately, he couldn't come and see me, but he sent the pop with my parents. The pop, of course, is from an RPG. It's from, as I said, the only real RPG pops I have at the moment are Jarl, Ciri, and Piper. I'm going to tell you it's from Fallout 4. It is, of course, another companion. And my brother Chris decided to get me Nick Valentine. Now, Nick Valentine is one of my favourite companions from Fallout 4, so it's a good choice. I do think, just as one little nitpick, I think the paint here is very sloppy. It just, to me, looks really quite sloppy and quite amateurish. Outside of that, I think this figure's very well done. I think the scars on his face to show that he's turned from a synth are beautifully rendered. Let me just see if I can show you them. Yep, here, the scars, you can see them. His eyes are perfect. They are like that in the game. His hat, you can see he's got a little bit of crumple on it, which I think is very cool to show that he's an old-fashioned detective. And his suit, which is probably my favourite bit, it feels like it's made of sort of a parchment. And that's good, because Nick's suit is kind of old-fashioned and kind of a little dreary, so I think that's a very, very good choice there. He's got a couple of patches on his suit. As you can see, he's wearing a tie underneath, and he's holding the one of the revolvers, the 357, I believe. So, yeah, he's holding a revolver. Don't know what ammo he's got on it. As you can see, one of his hands is human, one of his hands is synth, which you also find very, very cool. And then, of course, he's wearing boots and slacks. So I think this is a very, very cool looking pop, one of the coolest looking pops in the line. So very, very happy to get Nick Valentine and add him to the game collection. He will stand next to Piper, of course. Later on in that day, when I was with my parents, I went to Comic Culture in Lincoln, check it out, cool comic store, and I picked myself up a pop vinyl. X-Men pop vinyl, it's another bobblehead. I picked up Storm with the mohawk from the X-Men. This pop vinyl just looks badass. Now, Halle Berry is so badass in the movies, but this Storm here is totally badass. It looks like the one from X-Men Apocalypse, but I believe this is from the TV show as well as the comic books. Now, I could have got a normal Storm with just a normal wavy hair, but I wanted to be a bit unique and get the Mohawk Storm because it's different. It's just very, very cool. A couple of cool touches. One, she has white eyes as opposed to black eyes. And I really, really like that. I think that's a very, very cool touch which they added. I also like the earrings, just the studded earrings. She just looks like such a punk here. Such a punk, like not a rocker, but such a punk chick, basically. She's wearing, of course, her leather outfit, leather gloves. She's got sort of an armband hither. And then, of course, she's wearing her leather pants and her boots. She's on a stand because she won't stand without them. So this is one of my favourite pops, probably in my collection. Really unique, really excited. Love the colour of the eyes. I love the mohawk. It's not sharp or anything, but very, very cool. And, of course, it is a bobblehead. So, and if you've seen my last episode, of course, you'll see that I have 2 bobbleheads from Marvel. Well, from my Marvel film. There's your clue. If you haven't seen that episode, please go check it out anyway. Anyway, so that is a good addition to the bobblehead collection, as well as a good start for my X-Men line. Very happy to have picked that one up. Now we have 2 presents from my friends, and I love the people who I live with so much. I love them all so much. They made my birthday so special. We went out for a meal, we went out on a night out. They made that day so special for me. They got me cards, they put banners up. I have wrestling cards and gaming cards, and I just remembered as well that my brother's girlfriend, my brother is coming to see me on Friday with his girlfriend, and my brother's girlfriend actually has a pop vinyl for me. So I'm going to have to do a 1 pop vinyl episode on maybe Saturday night. looking forward to seeing what pop vinyl she's got me, I'm not going to lie. But my friends, anyway, bought me 2 pop vinyl. I'll start with this one. This is from my friend Lad and Owen. I'll give those guys a shout. I love them to bits. 2 of my best friends. This pop vinyl is from one of my favourite shows that you probably don't even know I like. So I think that's very, very cool. It's a show that gets remembered more for its ending than the rest of the show. And the first series of that show is one of the best series of television I've ever watched. Like, The Sopranos is obviously one of the best TV shows I've ever watched. But the first season of this show is one of the best series of any show I've ever watched. It is breathtakingly well acted, it is well written, and it's a story that gets so much more engrossing because of the mystery surrounding it. And this character here is one of the biggest characters with a mystery. And I've gone with a character from Lost. Well, I didn't go with it, my friends bought me it, but they got me Sawyer from Lost. Now, I love Sawyer. Sawyer's probably my second favourite character from Lost behind John Locke. I'm not a big fan of Jack. I love Kate. I like Jacob. I like the guy that Billy Boyd plays. Or not Billy Boyd. Dominic Monaghan, sorry. But Sawyer is awesome. Now, what I like about this Sawyer figure, a couple of things. The book really sticks out, because when you first meet Sawyer, he's reading that book. He's sort of being cocky to Kate. That's Sawyer's character, and that's why I like him so much. The hair as well. The hair is so Sawyer. Like, when I look at just the head, you can tell totally that is Sawyer from that haircut, if you've seen the show. Other cool thing, so Sawyer's got, obviously, his legendary shirt on, and of course, you can see his chest, because he's a sexy man. Got his sleeves cuffed up, obviously. He's wearing his jeans, which I'll show you something on the back in a second. It's very interesting. And his boots. And one of the most cool things about the figure, really, to me, is the fact that he has a handgun in his back pocket, trying to hide it. Because that's what Sawyer does. Sawyer does put his handgun in his back pocket. And obviously, he tucks his shirt over it, so it's easier for him to pick it out. Very, very cool figure. Really, really like this one. Very creative figure. Different figure as well. And one of my favourite characters from the TV show, so very happy to have Sawyer. So thank you, Lad and Owen, very much for picking me this one up. And the final pop of this episode is from my 3 friends, Beth, Ella, and Kate. I'll give those girls a shout out. They did so much for my birthday, as did everybody, but Beth made me a cake. It was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night. They got me a pop from a TV show again. I've already got a pop from this TV show, so your options are limited for guessing. He's male. He's a pop that people, I would say, start to detest when the show begins, because he's a bit of a dick. But as the show progresses, you begin to sort of understand his plight and understand his situation more. And you start to like him, you start to sympathise a little bit with him. And it's, of course, from Game of Thrones, Jaime Lannister. And Jaime Lannister isn't my favourite character from Game of Thrones. He's probably top 3, though. And because I like his story arc so much. But this is so Jaime Lannister. Now, the one problem I'd say, the hair's good. I just think he looks too young with that haircut. Because Jaime Lannister isn't particularly young. He's probably in his 30s, maybe his 40s. But the cool thing about his face, immediately off the bat, are these scars. So he has a couple of little scars. I don't know if you'll be able to see them. You can see one above his right eye. One below his left eye and above his left eye. So that's very, very cool. These are war wounds, basically. James, of course, wearing his long coat. He has one metal hand, which, of course, as his hand is cut off in the show, spoiler. And, of course, he has his human hand, kind of like Nick Valentine. He has his sword. Now, I don't know if this is supposed to be Oathkeeper or not, because obviously Brienne of Tarth gives him a sword and names it Oathkeeper after him being, nice for once. And I think that's a really, really nice touch that they put the sword on his belt as opposed to hiding it, to show that he isn't as much of a warrior anymore. He can't fight because of the fact he's only one-handed now. So I think that's a really, really nice touch. And then at the bottom, of course, he's wearing boots. You can't see what's underneath the boots, but I think that's a really, really nice touch, that sword specifically. So Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones means I have Jaime and Daenerys from Game of Thrones. So guys, that is part 2 of my birthday bonanza, episode 7 of What's Popping. Thanks for watching. This has been Raw Slot. Like, comment, subscribe for more. Tell me your thoughts. What do you think of the 4 pops I picked up in this episode? Which is your favourite pop in this episode? For me, it may be that Storm or that Sawyer. I think they're really, really creative, the pair of them. What do you think which is your favourite pop? Obviously, as I've just asked. What do you think of my pop collection so far? What pops do you think I should pick up from any of these series? So Lost, Fallout, X-Men, Game of Thrones, etc. And I guess thanks for watching. This has been Revolver Rosselot.